Hey everybody, apologies for the angle change. I've had to, the lighting wasn't coming off very well, so I've had to do it a bit more of a higher angle, so I hope you don't mind. So this is my classy Doctor Who collection. As you can see, I have quite a bit. Apparently not as much as most people have seen on YouTube, which I've been blown away by how many people actually have a lot of the older classy Doctor Who seasons. I think my collection is quite small compared to others, but yeah, I'm going to show you what ones I have and see if you like them. I'll comment briefly if I can. There's quite a few here. I have the Unearthly Child, the very first episode of Doctor Who, and I have the Daleks, the very first Dalek story. I think it's really good. I enjoyed that too. Edge of Destruction, if I can say that way. That's three episodes. That's A, B, and C. That's the original. That's the old beginnings. The very first three episodes, first stories of the very first original series of Doctor Who with William Arnold, an absolutely fantastic Doctor, really good portrayal. Next we have the Dalek Invasion of Earth, quite a good storyline. I quite enjoyed that. We have the Time Meddler with William Hartnell. We have War Machines. Actually, quite a surprising storyline. I picked this up for about £2. I didn't expect anything from it, to be honest. I think it'd be just a one-off watch, but I watched it and thought, wow, actually it was really good in the storyline. It was actually really clever. It's surprising how good that actually was. So yeah, I'll check that out if you're a Doctor Who fan. Next we have the Patrick Troughton seasons. I don't have many, unfortunately, but I try and get more if I can. We have the Tomb of the Cybermen. Quite a good storyline, quite clever. We have the Invasion with the I think episode 1 and 4 with the animations on it. Now the recordings, they've managed to get all the recordings from people's basically there's a lot of recordings people did of the original dialogue they did for the actual original broadcasts. A lot of people saved. So basically what they did is bought all those recordings and basically put them on to an animated storyboard. And yeah, because they had the original storyboards and they knew what was going on in each episode, but they didn't have the dialogue for each one with the actual actors. But they do now, and of course they did put the restored in episode 1 and 4. Actually works really well. The actual animation's actually really fantastic, and it works really well with the next episodes and stuff. I don't mind watching that. Really great story on the Invasion. That's the first episode with Unit, I think, is in it as well. Really great Sideman stories also. Next we have the War Games. That was a really good Doctor Who storyline. That's Patrick Troughton's last episode with before he changed, and the timelines basically catch up to him and stop him. Only problem with that is it's too long. I felt it's a good series. It's a good storyline, good of episodes, but I think they could have wrapped it up a little bit sooner. Yeah, I think some episodes were a bit dragging it in a sense, and some bits didn't really need to be there, and storyline wasn't brilliant, but it was good, better than I expected it to be. So I still quite enjoyed it anyway. Next we have the I think Spearheads from Space. That's the Anton series. That's Patrick John Pertwee, sorry. Just John Pertwee series. Into the next one just now. We have the Claws of Axon. That was fantastic. That was the Master and the Doctor kind of working together as a team. Surprising old episode there. Quite surprising. Sorry for my angle changes there, messing around here. Next we have the Three Doctors. That's a really fantastic episode, one of my personal favourites. The Three Doctors, first time ever in one episode. Really fantastic storyline, and it's just funny to kind of even bounce off each other. William Hartnell was only in it for a little bit. At the time he was getting really on. I think he was like in his 80s or something there, so he wasn't on it that much. But him and Patrick Troughton was on it for quite a bit. So that's something anyway. I can't pronounce it. For in space, we have that's a Master storyline. It's part of a joint kind of Parker B and C. And you can see that B and C. We have Planet of the Daleks, which where's it? Planet of the Daleks, which was a good episode, a good storyline, but it was a bit far-fetched in the sense of what the Daleks were experimenting on this alien race to try and become invisible. Yeah, Masters of the Universe to become invisible. Yeah, no, it was okay. It was okay. The storyline was a bit meh, but the docs were quite good. John Pertwee storyline, so I'm up to have that. Mostly next we have the Tom Baker kind of season. I've got quite a few Tom Bakers here. So we have the Centaur Experiment. That was kind of a short episode, but that was good though, linking to Genesis of the Daleks. Really good storyline, simple storyline. Works really, really well. Show off the villains and all that stuff. And Tom Baker was really good in it. And we have Genesis of the Daleks. That's the very first episode ever with Davros. Absolutely fantastic. The DVD, I think, was one of the best purchases I've ever done. There's a second disc, has a documentary, basically talking about all the older Dalek storylines for all the older episodes, and just basically talking about it and what each one was and what each one afterwards, and leading up to the very last episode, the last Dalek story of the older episodes. And really fantastic documentary, and it just talks about it and just how it developed and Dalek stories were, and just put fan favourites and all that stuff. Really fantastic documentary, and it also talks about what was happening at the time with the 60s and 70s and just how they were seen, and really fantastic extra. Next we have The Deadly Assassin. That was a fantastic episode, really great. That was a master storyline. That's the very first one of Tom Baker actually being solo, with no companion. That was really impressive. It's kind of like the David Tennant's when he did his mini-series. He didn't have a companion for a little bit in that one, but that just proves that the Doctor can do Tom Baker could do an actual storyline by himself without a companion, and that was really fantastic. It was on Gallifrey, the Time Lords and that stuff. Really brilliant. It's dark as well, where some of the things that I've shown, I'm like, whoa, I was not expecting that. Yeah, so good stuff. Next we have Destiny of the Daleks. That's the Davros return with Tom Baker. It was good. It was good. Good storyline. It was a different actor who played Davros in that one, which you can kind of tell because his voice was completely different. But good storyline. I quite enjoyed it. The actors are quite interesting as well. City of the Dead. That was a really great storyline as well. That was set in France. They actually filmed in France the entire storyline, and that was a good like time travel storyline, and the idea of him trying to rescue, trying to save himself. He's kind of the actual person, the villain of the actual storyline, kind of was crashed. He was kind of put himself through different time periods, so he's from the past, the future, and all that stuff, and he's just they all have the same kind of. It's a bit odd. It's a bit hard to explain, but yeah, it was a good storyline. Quite impressive. I'll show you how it works now. That's the villain, the one eyeballed creature. It's trying to create a time machine basically, and it's quite good. Next we have the E-Space Trilogy, which features a full circle. State of Despair, I think so. I can't say that way. And Warrior's Gate. Now, first two were absolutely really good storylines. But basically, Doctor went into a different kind of universe, the E-Space universe, which he should never have gone there. And they're basically just trying to get out of it because it's it's in a different universe. It's very deadly to be there and dangerous. Full Circle was really, really fantastic. That was kind of like a rebellion type storyline. Second one was a vampire storyline. That was quite good, quite impressive for an old one. Warrior's Gate, that was bizarre. That was Doctor on acid. That was a really freaky episode. I understand. To be honest, I don't get the storyline. I really don't. I've had discussions with other people about this as well, and it appears that they don't get the storyline either. So I don't know. I just turned the light off there, so apologise. Looks bad now. Yeah. Next we have the New Beginnings. That's Tom Baker's last season. We're coming to Peter Davison. Keepers of Trockham, and of course Loop. Lupus, I can't spell that. So Lupus, I think it's called. And that was a really good story. That's a master kind of trilogy. Tom Baker's last episode. Really fantastic storylines. Really works really well, and just the master one was absolutely fantastic. Links with the Deadly Assassin. So if you watch the Deadly Assassin and watch those two, it works really, really well, and links beautifully. And Casanova was a good episode as well for Peter Davison's first storyline. That was a master storyline also as well. It was weak only because it was his first storyline and is kind of developing the character, but still quite good. Next we have Earth Shock. That was Sideman story. That's the very first Sideman story within a very long time. I think Tom Baker did a Sideman story once, and that's it. They were not really shown. They were kind of forgotten for a good while, and that's another episode that was Sidemen were brought back, and that's why it's called Earth Shock, because it was a shocking twist. It's quite good. I quite enjoyed it. The actors are really fantastic as well behind it, and good storyline as well. Very good storyline. Next we have the Five Doctors. That's the special edition with the original TV aired version and the extended episode edition of that. The extended version I like more because it just shows more stuff and there's more storyline to it. Works really well. The Five Doctors I think is really impressive. It's an anniversary edition as well. Get to see all the companions and all the doctors and stuff. Apart from William Hartnell, of course, because unfortunately he did die way before Five Doctors. I think he died in the Tom Baker area, which is sad to hear because he's a really gifted actor. Good version of the Doctor, and he's going to be remembered forever. Next we have another P. Davison. This is a Davros storyline. Respiration of the Daleks. That's a really fantastic storyline. That's set in London. Don't trust the police in that episode because they were the baddies. They're kind of the opening of the episode is basically police officers basically with machine guns shooting down a bunch of escaped convicts. It's quite a good storyline. Next we have P. Davison's last storyline. That was a really emotional episode. Really fantastic way to end his character, and good storyline as well. Good way to end his last episode. P. Davison, pretty fantastic. Next we have the okay versions of Doctors. We have Colin Baker, the one Doctor Who DVD, and one Sylvester McCoy, and of course the movie. Now, Attack of the Cybermen was actually a really good storyline, but Tom Baker's fucking shit. I really don't like Tom Baker. Sylvester McCoy and Tom Baker were the worst Doctors ever. They were really terrible, and I don't like them. I really don't like them. I think Colin Baker is just an arrogant prick, and there's one episode where in the old ones where he actually strangled his companion because he thought she was a spy or something. So yeah, he did one season I think, and he was basically fired because the ratings were going straight down, and he wouldn't even turn up for his regeneration. So Sylvester McCoy kind of stepped in for his last little regeneration shots. So yeah, he was terrible, really terrible. But that was a really good storyline and good Sideman storyline, so that's why I got it. That's one of the last episodes of the Dalek storyline. That was okay, I suppose. Sylvester McCoy was okay, but wasn't good. The Dalek storyline was interesting, but felt rushed, and it felt it felt rushed, and it felt not as fulfilling as a Dalek story should be. It felt that they're just kind of putting things now. They're just kind of, I think they were making up as they go along, pretty much. That's how I think they was doing. Just because they had a bigger budget doesn't mean it's going to be good. And the special effects are awful today. That's what I don't like about the Sylvester McCoy ones. They went full on out with the special effects and it didn't work. It just did not work. It's okay. Now we come to the movie of the TV movie of Doctor Who, which was good storyline. The Master was interesting, but it kind of lacked something. I think there was something missing again with kind of making me awkward. I wasn't sure what it was. It's just I can't put my finger on it again. But it was good. It was good enough to get again. I have watched it a few times, and it's okay. That's my Doctor Who collection, though, kind of thing. That's Torchwoods and Doctor Who's and all that stuff. Yep, so that's the lot. Last little box on the side, just to kind of keep it from falling, is my Matrix Ultimate collection. I have the Matrix 1, Reloaded, Revolts, and the Animatrix, the Matrix Experience, the booklet. That's the Ultimate Edition DVDs with 2 special editions, all the extras, everything about the Matrix, all on DVD. That's fantastic. I buy that for £6. I will get the Blu-ray, definitely for sure.
just to kind of update it a bit. But I'm quite happy with the box set. It looks really good, and like the artwork and stuff. Yep, so that's a really good box set. I love the Matrix stuff, so I enjoy watching the extras. So that's